staging unit to stop the traffic from being a danger to the children playing here and pets running onto the road. So it's just in its infancy now. And we put a huge path in here that goes all the way around here. It took 146 tonnes of soil out and put 146 tonnes of material back in again. Opened up the borders over here, and all the community provided 500 plants to fill the borders. And the far side over there, where you can see that Wood Hotel, is where it's going to be a children's eco corner. So that's going to be happening quite soon. But more of that later. What I'd like to do now is introduce you to the Lord Lieutenant, Mark Blundell, who's here to represent the Queen and the late Queen and the King now. And also we have his Deputy Lieutenant, which is John Roberts. We're very pleased to have with us as well. You might recognise John from the whistle-top tour of Maghull in June, and he actually came round to some of the schools, particularly at Hudson, to say hello in June. He's very kindly nominated for this tree, which the Deputy Lieutenant will explain more in his speech. So without any further ado, thank you very much for coming along today, and I'll pass you on to the Deputy.
Thank you. Strictly, I'm a Deputy Lord Lieutenant, about 70 on the side.
All right.
Lord Lieutenant, Deputy Mayor, Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, and children of St George's, Hudson's Primary Schools and Bumbles Nursery. How lovely to see you all here this morning. Thank you very much for coming. The Queen's Green Canopy is a unique tree planting initiative created to mark the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II. The fact that she'd been our Queen for 70 years, which is a very long time. It's almost as long as I've been born. It started in May of 2021 and has been extended because of her sad death. It was due to end at the end of this year. It's been extended to March of next year to enable more people to plant more trees in her memory. It invites, does the Queen's Green Canopy project, it invites people, organisations, children, schools, hospitals, you name it, all over the United Kingdom to plant a tree for the Jubilee, creating a legacy in honour of Her late Majesty's leadership of the nation for those 70 years. A legacy that we hope will benefit future generations. Now, as well as encouraging the planting of trees generally, the Queen's Green Canopy has within it several specific projects, and one of those is the Tree of Trees. Now, the Tree of Trees was an enormous 21-metre high tree put up in front of Buckingham Palace during as a centrepiece for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee weekend celebrations in June. I don't know if you saw it on the television. It was enormous, and it was made up of 350 individual pots with trees in, and one of them is the pot that's there with the tree in it now. The 350 of them, this special tree of trees was designed, and then after the event it was dismantled. It was taken down, and the trees and pots have been awarded to specially selected community groups and organisations all over the country to celebrate the wonderful work that those groups and organisations have been doing to inspire the next generation of tree planters across the UK. The gentleman on my right is Mr Mark Blundell, the Lord Lieutenant of Merseyside. He is the King's representative in this county, and he and all the other Lord Lieutenants all over the country were asked to nominate as possible recipients of individual trees from the Tree of Trees special organisations, special groups within their counties which they believed made a positive and measurable impact. In other words, had a very special impact on their local communities. And I know Mr Mark Blundell, the Lord Lieutenant of our county, was delighted to nominate the Friends of Maghull Community Interest Company as one such special organisation. That nomination was sent to London, and the central committee that runs the Queen's Green Canopy project nationally decided that yes, the Friends of Maghull should have one of the trees, and so here it is, and that's why we're here this morning to plant it. As you know, it was founded about four years ago, the Friends of Maghull, and it exists in order to undertake all sorts of environmental and social projects and to support others in undertaking similar projects. And in that capacity, it has assisted Maghull Town Council, Maghull Orton Rotary Club, St George's Primary School, Hudson's Primary School, and the Bumbles Nursery, and many other organisations and individuals in and around Maghull to plant trees. And it has been a truly outstanding, if I may say so, Frank, a truly outstanding piece of work by the Friends. And so that is why we're here today, because of the nomination by the Lord Lieutenant, the acceptance in London of the fact that your CIC was a worthy recipient. And with that, I'm going to shut up, you'll be pleased to hear. And if you can hear somebody being shutting up, I'm not quite sure. And hand over to the Lord Lieutenant, who will formally present this tree to the Friends of Maghull.
Thank you, John.
Deputy Mayor, Friends of Maghull and District, ladies, gentlemen, children. Across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, there are many artefacts that will immortalise the reign of Her Majesty the late Queen. These will for many keep alive the memory of the excellent commitment and service that she gave to our nation. Unlike the many artefacts that will immortalise her life, this rowan tree, which I will present shortly, will be a living memory to Her late Majesty, and through the passage of time it will grow and flourish. In Celtic mythology, it's known as the Tree of Life, and it symbolises courage, wisdom and protection. The wood is strong and resilient, traits that have symbolised the life of the Queen. The tree can grow to a height of 15 metres, with a lifespan of up to 200 years, and will see and outlive many future monarchs, as well as all of us. To the children from Hudson's and St George's primary schools, the Queen's Green Canopy project that you have just heard about is important for your future. Millions of trees have been planted and continue to be across the United Kingdom. This is not just as a part of this project, but a relentless campaign by local authorities, your councils, and so many more organisations who understand just what damage is being done to the planet by greenhouse gases, and that tree planting is a measure whereby the impact of greenhouse gases can be reduced. I would ask you all to consider how best you can contribute to reducing the damage to the planet, and what small changes that you and others can make to ensure that your children and their children live in an environment that can be enjoyed and sustained. On behalf of His Majesty the King, I am delighted to be here today to present to the Friends of Maghull and District this rowan tree to be planted at Wood End as a living memorial to Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to put it in the hole. Well, can I say a few words before I do that? Thank you very much. Right, I'll try not to keep you too long because you must be all freezing now. And I'll get a bit closer so you can hear me a bit better. So, my name's Frank Sharp. I'm one of the directors of the Friends of Maghull District. I would like to welcome and thank you all for coming today to Wood End, which obviously is a remnant of a wood that stretched 2.5 miles and was mentioned in 1926. We're absolutely delighted and honoured and also grateful to receive the rowan tree from the Lord Lieutenant on behalf of the late Queen and King Charles. However, the whole community has supported the planting of 15,000 trees. So this is a lovely tribute to everyone, all of you who live in the home. Firstly, we'd like to pay tribute to a few people first. So first of all, we want to look at some all waves, St George's Primary School. St George's were fantastic. They planted over 2,000 trees in their school grounds, formed copses and in hedges, and they've got a great tradition of forestry schools, headed up by Teresa there. Secondly, we'd like to say a huge thank you to Hudson Primary School.
Great.
They're planting, again, well over 2,000 trees this year. And also not just doing the trees in the school in the form of copses and in hedging, but the class here, I think a lot of them were involved in planting 70 trees under the remnants of the old trees here to support the trees when the old trees die, the new ones will grow through. So you were responsible for putting those trees in, and even worse weather than this, it was raining and hail and almost snowing was that bad. So well done for surviving that. We'd also like to sort of thank you well for your forestry school tradition as well you've got in your school. We'd also like to thank our friends here from Bumbles Nursery. Every time you do something in Godfrey's Ward Street, we're again here. The nursery just looking down this, so I think they're all looking through the windows there still. They've helped us out big time with everything we've done, so they've been a lovely part of everything we've done here. We'd also very much like to thank, are they all waving there? Give them a big wave. We'd also like to thank very much the Maghull Town Council, represented here by the incredibly helpful Mayor Ken Hughes. And we'd also like to thank also the inspiring Town Council leader, Patrick McKinley, Patrick here at the back, who have been tremendously supportive and allowed us to plant thousands of trees in some of the Maghull's 14 parks that they've dotted around. You wouldn't believe we got 14 parks just in Maghull, would you? We'd also like to thank the absolutely valuable community volunteers that form part of full-time and part-time of our group. And they're all dotted around here, so thank you very much for all of you. We'd also like to thank, finally, the tree organisations that include the Woodland Trust, the Tree Council, the Conservation Volunteers, but most of all we'd like to thank Mersey Forest and Northern Forest, represented here by Ben Greenaway. Ben has been so supportive, well, it's supported me second to none, I have to say, over the many years we've been planting the trees here. And the community, we do really owe him a huge debt of gratitude for everything he's done, from advice to supplying trees to everything. So thank you very much, Ben. It's been brilliant. So moving on, as you might know, the UK is one of the most deforested countries in Europe. And at a time when we face a climate emergency, which seems to be compounded when the world leaders meet each year and don't seem to make a great deal of progress just to help our planet. So for the sake of our children and our children's children, the question arises, how can we possibly make a difference? Well, perhaps the answer can be found in the words of the great children's author Roald Dahl. He said, if you don't look for magic, you will never find it. And I think everyone gathered here has contributed towards the planting of the 15,000 trees, has created a piece of magic that will help the planet, the children's future, and make our environment a happier and healthier place to live. So by planting this prestigious tree, alongside a future plaque that will be coming in due course, it will not only provide a legacy, but it will serve as a reminder that working collectively across the country, we can all make a positive difference, which is exactly what the late Queen has achieved through her Green Canopy initiative. We're also hoping to use this beautiful aluminium pot here, you can see that it's in, as part of a community water feature. So we're going to use that, so it's going to be open for people to use as well, to admire and what's left to come. So without any further ado,
right,
we'd like
can I just say though, without you and any of this, so could we have a huge, great big cheer for Frank, please? Very kind.
trees, but I just want everybody to come in. Without any further ado, then we're going to pass you on now to our mayor, deputy mayor. For future reference, the mayor of Maghull is actually would have been here today, but he's working at Maghull High School, and he's opening the market, Christmas market, in the town hall this afternoon, which you all go to. And the Christmas lights at Maghull have been switched on at 6:30 for the carol service outside the town hall. So if you can get your mums and dads to take you along there, you're all very welcome to attend.
Where's the town hall?
Just down the road here. So if I just now so if I just pass you on now to the mayor of Deputy Mayor of Maghull, Mr. Ken Hughes.
Don't worry, I'll keep this short. I know we're all very cold. Right. And just to add to that, a big Maghull thank you for attending today. As well as our appreciation and gratitude, I'd like to present you with a small memento of your visits, a framed group photograph. You're very lucky in Maghull to have two famous sons called Frank Sharp and Hornby. Okay, so we thought we'd put a temporary measure, a photograph of the lesser known one in the frame, till we can forward a group photograph. Okay, so we put Frank Hornby in, because Frank is more well known.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So it's a pleasure. Okay.
It's very special.
Right, once again, thank you.
Very much.
Okay. Right, over to the children of St George's Primary School for some festive cheer, I believe. Is that correct?
Before we do that, should we do a photograph or should we actually have to see? Schools, children from St George's and from Hudson Primary School, because I believe you've got a special thank you. I believe you've got a special. The children want to give you a special thank you now.
Oh, thank you.
So if we can pass it over to you, Teresa, I believe you've got something to say.
We have got some happy. Seeing as though it's nearly, we wish you a Merry Christmas now. If any of the people know it as well, any of the adults know it, we want to hear them. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Brilliant. Very, Merry Christmas to you too.
What do we say to everybody?
Thank you.
It's not too cold.
We'll have a brisk march back.
Christmas back. Exactly.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Who is that over there? To the children. Yes! Father Christmas has got something to say.
Now, I believe some of you have been very good today. No, it's nothing to do. No. And I was going to come out and give you all a nice talk separate. But those awful teachers you've got, they want you to go back to school and do something. You don't think you should do sums after this, do you? Sorry? Oh, we've got all sorts of things. Now, because I can't come and see you now, Saturday morning, I'm going to be in the square all day from 10 o'clock. You can't do that. I've got some helpers going to come round and knock on your doors. Now, I want some mince pies when I call round, because I'll have Rudolph with me, and he likes them. Will you do that for me? Good.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Bye.
Right, who's going to plant this tree? Come on, show me how it's done. I've got some to plant up in Lapland.
Well, Father Christmas, Father Christmas has come along today. We've brought some surprises for you, haven't we?
I have, yes.
And so, if you all don't mind, there's two not over there by the table. Nice big long tree. I'll give you some little presents.
Yeah.